for her to make her debut as a WWE superstar
Mm-hmm.
seems all but likely. And while we're on the topic of it, Sarah, I want your opinion on this because a lot of people have been saying that Rhea Ripley and Liv was going to be the case for WrestleMania. A lot of people are making the argument for Io Sky and Rhea Ripley to be a championship match at WrestleMania. Why not just throw Jordynne Grace to the Wolves and have her in a match with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania?
I don't hate it. I think that we've kind of like we kind of tried to, I don't know, come up with some sort of idea of the direction that the women's Royal Rumble might go in, and like, okay, who's going to win and who are they going to pick? And the only ones we thought of were like what you said, and then of course Charlotte, because we believe that Charlotte will be returning
But that's
at
Tiffy,
the
so
Rumble.
that, yeah.
Yeah, but still there's only one women's winner. So it's like she could easily pick Tiffany, but I think if Jordynne Grace comes in, I mean, the assumption is just like if Charlotte comes in, it's like, okay, well, if she wins, she's going to pick Tiffany. She's not going to pick Rhea. It feels like if Jordynne came in, then Jordynne's going to pick Rhea. And why not just do it now instead of like holding off, you know? Um, I I like it because also Jordynne doesn't have to win right away either. But it's like I would argue that it's almost the first real opponent that Rhea would have, like equally matched opponent since she faced Charlotte. It's almost like, I mean, other than like Nia, maybe, but everybody else, they're just like smaller than her, not as strong, not as dominating. So it's like it's never really been a fair fight for Rhea, but going against Jordynne would be. It feels like a um WrestleMania match, you know.
It's a WrestleMania match for sure. I'm interested to see if they would pull the trigger on it this year.
Yeah.
And the you mentioned with the I wanted to you make a good point with the size, size comparison with different women that Rhea has fought in the past that isn't really Charlotte or Nia. Bianca too, but that's only a handful out of the entire roster.
Mhm.
Jordynne is not big, but she is a powerhouse.
She's
And
strong.
she's very strong.
Yeah.
She could lift three of me. And when you go up against someone like Rhea Ripley, you have to have that type of strength. And could you imagine the performance that they would put on? It would legitimately feel like a match we've never seen before in
Yeah,
WWE.
especially with women. I think
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
thing. I think that's why so many people wanted to see Beth Phoenix versus Rhea. You know, like
But yeah, but it's different.
well, no, but all I'm saying is like it's because
Mm-hmm.
they have that like
Or
equal aura about them where it's like, okay, they're bigger, they're stronger women. Like they don't look like 1980s Hulk Hogan or like, you know
mm-hmm.
what I mean? But like they're definitely far more dominating in the women's division than 99% of their coworkers. So,
Yeah.
I think that is good, and Jordynne would be a great addition to Raw because as we've said, like Raw has really been struggling in the women's division compared to SmackDown, and it's gotten worse since Becky left because obviously that's a huge star to be gone. And so if Charlotte's coming back and she's going to SmackDown, then they're gonna have to do something about Raw. So Jordynne going to Raw, I think, is like perfect. And they could do something like even if she doesn't win the Rumble, there's a possibility that they just go with Charlotte, even though I feel like I would lose my mind. Like, even though I want to see her versus Tiffany, I still wouldn't be mad if like Charlotte had to get to Tiffany through the elimination chamber. I would much rather it feel like she truly earned it
There you
rather
go.
than
That's
just
what I
like
was saying.
being given, the mania
Given
match
the
from the Rumble.
opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if that's the direction they go in, Jordynne could very easily win the elimination chamber to face Rhea, and there might be more storyline there to actually have an Elimination Chamber match to go after Rhea as opposed to going after Tiffany. So I feel like no matter what, if she debuts in the Rumble, she's gonna have something probably at Mania, and it feels like it's like a win-win situation for her no matter what the result of the Rumble is.
You got me thinking about Jordynne Grace inside the Elimination Chamber. That would be electric.
And I think there might be, like I said, more storyline potential there just because of like, Rhea now has beef with Nia. You could say she has beef with Liv. So like those are two people that could be in the elimination chamber. You could put Jordynne Grace in there. You could even have Bayley in there because she just got moved, which we'll talk about. She doesn't have beef, but they don't all have to have beef with Rhea.
No, you're just fighting for one thing.
Yeah, but like Tiffany is so new to being champion. She hasn't had those established feuds just yet. So like it feels it would probably be better to have Charlotte win.